we're live, and today we're talking to guests who are categorized by feelings of exhaustion, mental distance from your job, negative feelings about burnout. Shay Noma is a 25-year-old from Toronto who says while working in her first job out of college, she started to break out, have trouble eating, and have a hard time finding joy in things. Months later, she discovered she was struggling with burnout. Leanne Bawani is 32-year-old from Los Angeles who says her burnout comes in cycles, with her first experience in college and her most recent in 2023. Please welcome Leanne and Shay to the show. Thank you so much. Thank you, because I think for both of you, this is such an interesting conversation from my perspective, because I think there are a lot of people in their 50s and 40s who say, come on, you're in your 20s and 30s, what do you have to be stressed out about?
Absolutely.
So I am going to just put that on the table, because you know people think that.
Yes.
That said, stress on people in their 20s and 30s at its highest level. The expectation to reach milestones, the expectation to own homes, the expectations on social media alone.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is interesting that you both took to social to tell your story. Because as they say, the killer's in the house.
Yeah.
It's in the house. Shay, you had your first job.
Yes, I did.
And it was not what you expected.
No, it definitely wasn't. You know, I came out of college at a time where obviously the economic landscape was really, really crazy.
Yeah.
And so when I started my first job...
Look at your first day, you're so happy.
Yes. Little did I know what was to come.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, I started my first job in an industry where I didn't realize at the time that working for a company where the values didn't align with my own and selling a product that I didn't really believe in, it really took a toll on me and ate away at me.
So you felt like you were selling out?
Yeah, I felt like a sellout, but it's like, what are you going to do? You have bills to pay, you know? So what do you do?
What was your work schedule like? How many hours?
It was pretty crazy. It was about 60 hours a week, usually.
60 a week?
Yeah. All day I was kind of seeing clients, and then obviously there was time for admin work and things like that, and they just expected you to do that on your own time. So it was like 10, 12-hour days some days.
And this was your first official job ever?
Yes, first official job.
Ever. Leanne, you learned to recognize you were getting close to burnout in your life. Just a few weeks ago, you had an incident when a friend asked you what brings you joy.
Yeah.
That broke my heart, because you're only in your 30s.
I know.
And to struggle with answering what brings you joy because you feel so burnt out.
Absolutely. Going off of what you were just saying, the amount of time that we are spending at work, you don't even realize that you're not dedicating any special attention to the things that make you the happiest. So when I was just, speaking to girlfriends, just being honest about my feelings, trying to reach my purpose, but not allotting enough time to myself, they really had to sit down and face me and say, well, what makes you happy? And it put me on the floor. I didn't know the answer. And so I had to start being like, what are some hobbies that I have? What are things that make me feel good? And so once I really sat down, journaled about it, meditated about it, and started implementing them into my day, really having autonomy over my time, I realized is what brought me joy.
Because that's the conflict with work burnout, right? Because let's face it, I always tell people, I don't know a job that's easy.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
I do not. This morning, I was parked behind the gentleman who were the sanitation workers throwing, the trash cans in there.
Yes.
And I don't mean just the laborious jobs. I don't know a job. Beyonce's job is not easy. You know what I mean? She might make it look easy,
right,
but it's not easy. So when people in their 20s and 30s say, well, work is hard, it's work, you know?
Yes.
But it can be enjoyable hard. And I
Yes.
think that's what your generation is speaking up more about, that you're not finding any joy in the job at all.
Yeah.
You, Shay, posted, you quit your job in 2022, which I'm gonna ask you about that in a second.
Yes.
But you started what you call, they call it a lazy
girl job. Yes.
lazy girl job.
Yes.
Do you now know everybody over 40 is like, what? So let me play what you posted.
Put a finger down if you burned out at your first big girl job, so you decided to get a lazy girl job, and that was great for about 2 months until you started to get extremely bored and felt like you were chronically operating underneath your potential, and it really hit your self-esteem. But now you're too afraid to get a real girl job because you're scared it's going to burn you out.
Oh my darling.
Yes.
I love it. Because you're like, okay, I had the big girl job,
Yes.
burnt me out. So I got the lazy girl job. This is boring.
Yes. Yeah.
Shay, what do you want from life?
I don't know. Yeah.
I love that because that's the trick bag, right? Because you're on social media, your friends this summer, they're gonna be in Ibiza, they're gonna be in Cancun, and you won't have any money because your lazy girl job isn't paying. Leanne, you're gonna wanna find joy, but you're like, look, this looks so fun because all my friends now are doing this and they're at the Miami Beach and I don't have any money because I don't have a hard job. Because hard jobs sometimes pay.
Yeah.
They pay
a lot.
Long hours,
Yes.
pay. So I'm conflicted because I was thinking, gosh, what would I say to myself in my 30s? Somebody just asked me this in an interview. What would you tell your 30-year-old self? And this is the truth. It's in an interview that just got posted. I would stay out later. I would drink more. I'd party more. But I would still make it to work on time.
Yep. Yeah.
And I know that's, but now I'm giving you the recipe for burnout.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So where are you now on this journey?
I think you're bringing up such an interesting topic because even if we spill into ourselves and do things that bring us joy, like going out and partying,
Right.
guess what? My phone's still gonna ring with my Outlook ping email.
Right.
And when I wake up in the morning and I'm trying to like focus on myself, I still have my laptop and I'm sending off work. I think the technological boom that we've seen has made a 24/7 job.
And
going
that's
back to,
different. That didn't exist before. And that's a great point, you know, because you are tethered. You are literally tethered to your phone. And I am as guilty of it as I try to email my team. I don't sleep. So I don't text, but I will email. And I'm like, please, God, don't let them see this at 3 a.m. because they're going to hate Tamron Hall. But I get it.
Yeah.
But so you're saying the autonomy, turning off your phone, turning on. I have some staffers, when I text them, I can see they have that little moon on. I'm like, oops, I'm not texting you.
Yeah.
Because you're giving yourself boundaries with work.
Definitely.
And that helps with the burnout.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
I think boundaries are so important, and I think balance is also really important, and that's kind of what I think we're all trying to find, because you can go out and you can drink more and you can party more, but if you don't find any joy and you're so depleted that you can't bring anything to your outing, then it's not really...
And if you can't pay your bills.
There you go. Then you're in debt and you're sad.
You're sad.
There you go.
Give it up for Leanne and Shay.